reason for the book, more than anything, is to find a path to become sustainable on the planet. Many people think that the key to sustainability is social justice, and I think that the key is ecological integrity, and social justice will follow very naturally.
I'm part of a small publishing company called Portal Center Press. And when I took the manuscript to the rest of the group, they said, yes, this is very much what we do. What we do is we take people's experience in life with the insights that they have gained, and we provide a how-to to make the world more sustainable.
The essence of the book starts with Carlos Suares' cipher of Genesis. And Carlos Suares believed that the ancient Hebrew, like many, many other ancient languages, was derived from shamanic people who connected with the energies of the universe. And this informs our stories tremendously. My own feeling with Judaism is that to a large degree we've lost our cosmology. We've lost our connection to the earth. And so for me, there was this quest to find our cosmology. And so the language was immediately attractive. The patterns in the language were incredible. It was as if there were these cosmological forces that were creating archetypal capacity to birth and for organic life and for energy and so forth, that allowed the existential world that we know to exist.
The language that we learn first sets up the neural network and the mental framework, which determines not only what we can understand, but how we perceive.
Carlos Suares calls each of the characters a letter number, and it's a unique energy of form and sound. The first 9 letter numbers are archetypal in nature. The second 9 letters, the red letters, are existential. They represent life as we know it. And the third, and this is what really interested me at first, was the last 4 letters of the alphabet, and what we call 5 finals, represent cosmological forces. And it appears as if there's a fixed set of life processes. And that's what I connected to the language. One of the things that was most important for me was the connection with living systems. Living systems is the theory that underlies sustainability. We came up with 5 attributes for living systems. There's always dissipation and composing. When we die, we go back into the earth and create energy for some new life. And there is always emergence, which is very, very different than a mechanical system, because in a mechanical system, the whole is always less than the sum of its parts. But in the living system, there's mystery, there's novelty. And then we talk about reproduction. Living systems all have the capacity to reproduce, and they do it with integrity. Species look like they're species, and yet there's always uniqueness. And then we talked about structural coupling, this notion of universal life, that all things are connected, in Friedrich Kapler's terms, the web of life. And then we look at nature's organization, that everything is built around simple structure, with purpose, with basic principles, and the capacity that it has that we very seldom recognize, we call it paradox most of the time, is the capacity to blend apparent opposites. So competition and cooperation are right there. They're integral, and one plays off the other. One last teaching is an understanding of the paradigm shifts that we need to make. The first paradigm shift is that we need to shift our primary science from mechanical to organic. And the way to do that, I believe, is to shift our primary science from Newtonian physics to living systems. The second shift is the y-axis, that we need to change our worldview from one of primarily perceived scarcity to a limited abundance. The third paradigm shift the book really addresses is how do we infuse indigenous wisdom into the 3 knowledge archetypes: the business, the warring, and the social justice. All of us here grew up in this Western world where our primary ethic was the 10 Commandments. And the 10 Commandments tell us who we are in relationship to the Creator and who we are in relationship to each other. But for sustainability, the ethics that we also need, in addition to those two, are who are we for the earth and who are we for future generations? And so I think that what we need to do to really be effective is to understand what the difference is between this highest mean that we aspire to now and what we might aspire to if we were to have balance and harmony on the earth. And so that's what the book goes into. And I was with a Navajo gentleman just a week or so ago, and he was telling me that in the Navajo, that it is the same way. That learning is about awakening something that's already inside of you. That how can we learn to listen to these people who speak these languages and understand living systems in their gut?